I have a shop. It's located in Bryn Mawr. It's called Lock Stars, and it's right up the street from Cup of Java. And I'm always in this neighborhood, so if you ever need to talk or, let me know anything you need me to share with the community, let me know. I'm always open to that. Lock Stars is located 217 Oliver Avenue South. And I hope everybody have a good Wednesday. For me, it's Woo Wednesday because I listen to Wu-Tang on Wednesdays. That's what I like to do.
Now, we are pushing this on YouTube, so tell everyone about, once again, the YouTube audience as it relates to why you would choose as an entrepreneur, as a master loctician, to select today to run Air 13.
I think
which is a Netflix special.
One of the reasons why I choose to do things is because I feel like I have an obligation to do that for the people that come to my shop. I mean, I do locks, which is natural. Some people look at it as a rebellious thing to do, but I think it's more of a spiritual awakening that people has in their connection with the Creator, or whatever people want to call that. And I feel like it's my duty to do that as a black man in a community where I have so many different people coming into the shop. I feel like I need to feed them some type of knowledge of something, and it's a good opportunity to do. I was just watching the documentary last night. I like to share that information. So I want to start doing things like that, showing different documentaries and sharing the information, because sometimes people don't have the time to watch it. Everyone's so busy in this world. So when people sit down and chill and in the shop, we can have discussions, and that's pretty much what I feel is going on. And I feel like I have a nice opportunity to do that for the people.
When you think about men, so many men are missing from their role. So many men are missing from their role and responsibility of parenting. Showing this documentary, as you already decided to do, should people also take that initiative and not just hold it to their chest? Should they also step out of their zones and create settings such as what you're going to do to allow people to talk? Folks talk in the barbershop anyway. They talk at the salons. They talk in the gym. So why not bring it home there instead of gossip? It's a little bit confusing, but would you go ahead and help men understand, and even young men especially, and maybe elders would join in?
Yeah, I think that, it's almost like a wave and a momentum. Once people start to make that type of impact on the community and different people doing different shows and doing, there's always bringing people together thing that people are doing, whether it's performing or doing things on campus and things like that. I know people that's doing all types of things to try to help the community and share knowledge and wisdom. I just feel like sometimes that element is missing, or some people don't get the memo or get it in enough time to find themselves in that position to get the information. And that's why I feel like, most people come to the shop to relax and chill and talk, and that's why I feel like it's a good opportunity to share that information in that kind of a space.
Now, as it relates to hearing constantly that, as it relates to over-policing and these kinds of things, and yet every time there is an incident of over-policing, and literally I call it vigilante, self-appointed vigilante. I can't say it any other way, because that's how I see it, because the same label keeps officers, cops that are doing that, they use the same label over and over again. Well, we were following procedure. No, you're not. No, you're not following procedure. And that kind of cover up, that kind of protecting only continues to cause this level of activity to continue, especially in this day and age of social media, media in general, that this can happen right before our faces with how we are pulled over profiled, and again, policed, criminalized, no matter what, and then maintain a very calm tone while they are doing it. What do you want to say about that?
I'm going to say, not to go back to the documentary, because the documentary really addresses why those things are happening today and how we've always been criminalized and looked at as, the villain and things like that. But that's a thing that we've been trying to figure out for years. It's going to take people out. I mean, the people, the Black Lives Matter protesters, everybody in education. It's going to take politics. It's going to take everybody to come together to try to address the intricate things that's been set up to address those types of issues that's happening in the streets. And sometimes, people died. People died for that back in the 70s and the 60s, and people protested. It was really. It looks bad now and today, but it was 1,000 times. I can't imagine what my elders went through doing civil rights and the people who dedicated their lives for change. And it's going to take that same type of momentum and vibration to initiate that kind of a change. And who knows where it'll lead us. But it just takes people to not, not give up on what they believe in. That's pretty much, freestyle thought. That's what I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we need. I want to thank you for taking this moment to share your thoughts, and hopefully we will get an opportunity to do this again on a Wednesday. Everything is political. Now, listen, for those of you that are with us, what I'd like for you to do is hang tight. You know how we do it. Just hang tight with us, and we'll continue to explore. Now, I'm going to move around the room here and talk with some folks and see what they have to say about everything is political today, right here at Cup of Java. I am your host, Apostle S.B. Barber, and we're going to do this. Also, we are celebrating Campaign Literacy Awareness, the Right to Read, and I would like for you to take advantage of this time and look at our GMN Live TV page on Facebook. You'll know what Campaign Literacy Awareness, the Right to Read is all about. The details are there, and this, what better time than now? It's free. I don't host books. I don't distribute books, but that's up to you. You can create family-friendly reading rooms in the community, whether it's in the church, whether it's in a recreation facility, whether it's at your business. Think about the number of books that you and your children have at home. Covers have never been broken. We want brand new to rarely used books. Take some time and have that child write something very encouraging that they can share with others as they are doing that. And then get that book to an appropriate place, whether it's send it to their school to assist in increasing the books there in that environment, or most importantly, my soapbox right now, trust me, is creating family-friendly reading rooms in penal institutions. And you might go to visit their parents. When children go to visit their parents in penal institutions, did it ever dawn on you that they become very bored, they become a little bit disgruntled, and they really don't know what to do from that moment on, and they end up being situated over in the canteen area? But can you imagine that person, that loved one that is behind bars, already has picked a book, already read a little bit of that book. Now when that child comes and they get a book, and it doesn't have to be the same book, and they take just a little bit of time to read from that book, that parent would read from the book that they have, even if it's only a half a paragraph. But can you imagine, now that child is going to walk away with an experience, and we must support that, especially our preschoolers up through elementary. So join us, jump on the bandwagon, and do that, and I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. So that's campaign literacy awareness, the right to read, and again, everything is political, and here we are at the Cup of Java. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move around the room and just see what people would like to talk about. So why don't you join me in doing that, and let's see what we will accomplish. Again, everything is political. All right, here we go. Just going to chat with a couple of people for a moment. Hello, I'm S.B. Barber, and I broadcast the S.B. Barber Morning Show right here on Wednesday. And you know, as we are getting into the political thing, if you could just tell us, what do you think about coming to Cup of Java? Is this your favorite place?
I don't know if it's my favorite
This
place,
is your first?
but it's a really wonderful place.
Isn't it?
I used to come here very often.
All right. So anything you want to tell the community as we get closer to voting?
Be careful.
I like that. Say it again.
Be careful.
All right, and you say that why?
There's a lot on the line, I suppose.
Say it again.
There might be a lot on the line.
Right, absolutely. But that's a good point. Hashtag, be careful. Thank you. All right. Hello, good morning. I'm S.B. Barber with the S.B. Barber Morning Show, and I'm broadcasting from Cup of Java. They host me doing that, and as we are approaching the the vote. Time to vote. Anything you'd like to say, especially as a black king, a young black king, and what would you like to say?
Go Hillary.
Say it again.
Go Hillary.
And why Hillary?
I think she represents some of the interests that us as African Americans could benefit from, and maybe carry over some of the things that President Obama's tried to do in his administration. So I think she's the best candidate to kind of oversee his dreams and his legacy. So go Hillary.
Right. Thank you. Wow, look at this. Is that your order?
Yeah, chili.
What did you order?
Chili, American cheese, sour cream.
Say it again.
Chili with American cheese and sour cream.
Wow, that looks great today. Thank you. Gentlemen, excuse me, I just break in. I'm S.B. Barber with the S.B. Barber Morning Show, and I am fortunate enough to be allowed to broadcast right here from Cup of Java. Is this your first time here?
Oh, no, God, no.
It's not?
No.
Why do you come to Cup of Java?
It's convenient. It's a great coffee shop, and you know the vibe here, and everybody knows where Cup of Java is. So if you have to meet with someone, you just say, "Well, let's meet at Cup of Java."
And what about yourself?
I feel the same way. It's a great community place. It's a great community business, locally owned, and it's just a really good meeting place and a vibrant cafe.
Absolutely. You know, my theme, my focus on Wednesdays, best resources, everything is political. What's on your heart concerning? Where
you went there?
I went there.
Looking forward to getting it over with. This election, excited about the potential sweep that's underway.
Come on.
I'd probably be best not to comment. I'm running for office, so.
What office are you running for?
I'm currently sitting House Representative sitting for actually the district across the street in the state of Minnesota.
What do you think about how long Congress, Senate have their seats? Do you think that needs to change?
I think every November that there's an election, the people of those districts can decide. And if they think their congressional member or senator isn't doing a good job, they should vote him out. Quite frankly,
I like that.
I know if they're not doing the job that their constituents elected them to do, they shouldn't be serving in that office. And it's up to the constituents in those districts to be more informed about what it is they're actually doing.
Thank you, and that makes a difference. And it's up to the people, too,
Absolutely.
to be empowered by knowing what's going on.
And just remember, people don't elect people to office.
Say that again.
People don't elect public officials to office. Voters elect people to public office. So the importance of voting is really critical.
I'm not even going to say ditto. That was right on point. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
All right. Good morning. I'm SB Barber of the SB Barber Morning Show, and I've been blessed to be able to broadcast right from Kapajava here. Why do you come to Kapajava?
We are actually having a meeting for our job.
All right. And it's a good place for that. Any
really is.
opinion today, the focus is everything is political. On Wednesday, Best Resources. What's your take?
You said everything is political? I'm scared for who's going to be our next president. Either way, Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton. I'm scared of both of them. That's my political view.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you,
that.
for sure.
Thank you. Hello. Hi. I'm SB Barber of the SB Barber Morning Show, and I have the honor of broadcasting live from right here, our very own Kapajava. Why do you come to Kapajava, and how is it your first time?
It's not my first time, but I'm here to meet a new friend.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Does that mean that's more romance
Oh,
in there?
no,
Okay.
no. It better not be.
I don't know. I'm still hopeful.
I love it. I love it. Everything is political. Today is Wednesday, Best Resources, and my focus is everything is political. What's your take on what's happening right now?
I don't have a take. I think it's disastrous.
You know what? Everyone's basically right there saying what you're saying. That's what I'm hearing. Some here are saying, be careful. Others saying, I don't know what I want to do. Do you have a take on this?
On which? I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question.
On what's getting ready to happen in November. Our privilege of voting for our next president.
I will put it this way. I'm scared but hopeful. Yeah.
You
And
know,
I'm hoping, I think the biggest challenge is going to be reuniting the country.
I'm going to ask both of you. Can you come a little closer?
I beg your pardon?
I want to ask the question. Can you both come a little closer
Sure.
to me? Here's what. You saw and have seen the news as it relates to the over-policing of the black male, the black man in Edina. There was a council meeting there. You probably caught some of that on air also. Now, when it comes to over-policing, what's your take on it? I mean, after you saw it, how did you, what was the first thing that hit your mind? Seeing that happen and hearing the person that was actually recording it, a white female, saying, that is not necessary. There was no place to walk on the sidewalk. Where is this going?
Well, I don't know where it's going. I think that there is a huge challenge in our country of, I don't even know if the word is being colorblind or if it's the opposite of we're not sensitive enough to, I think, sometimes racial differences and tolerance, and both understanding that there's huge challenges for the police, But on the same token, there's overreaction to minor things, and obviously there have been just horrendous outcomes of that. So I think the most positive thing I've seen actually lately was a head of one of the police organizations nationally who was white talking about the need to change.
I'm getting the sun out of your face. Right.
So that's what I have to say on that. Yeah, recognizing that there has been historical issues and apologizing for those, I think, is a starting point, creating a dialogue.
Okay. Thank you for that. And did you see the
No,
news
I'm
feed?
unfamiliar with the situation.
You're not familiar? All right, but thank you. Enjoy your morning here at Cup of Java.
All right.
All right. Well, here we are at the Cup of Java, and hello, good morning.
Hi.
I'm SB Barber, and I broadcast here on Wednesday, live, Cup of Java. Is this your first time here?
Yes, this is my first visit to
Oh my goodness,
Java.
isn't it special?
I didn't
It's a
even know what it
special
was
place.
called.
Yes, yes. As a young person,
Uh-huh.
I'd like to know your take on everything is political today.
Everything that's political today. Well, I just finished reading about what to look for in the debates tonight, which is pretty exciting. I think that it's good that people are engaged in the political debates, and I myself, it can be frustrating, to try and be involved in stuff like that and keep up with it. And I think it's good that people my age are at least interested in watching and talking about it, and having opinions. We just need to work on listening to everybody else's opinions.
Ask you this, as a white female,
Yeah.
young, bright, brilliant,
Okay.
what's your take on the over-policing of blacks, whether male or female?
Oh, I think it's horrifying. I think I think it's horrifying, and I think that in my own community, I hope that the police officers and leadership are making sure that especially young black males don't fear for their lives in their everyday life. I mean, and that's the best I can hope for, and hopefully, as I become more involved in my community, I think that it's something that, I hope it's something that changes, but it's a horrifying reality,
What I have an organization that I founded, although I'm a broadcaster and also clergy. But, I created an organization called Stop Bullying Now Movement, and that's for young people.
Okay.
And when our teenagers, when our little ones see bullying going on, it's very fearful and traumatizing for them, and it makes them wonder who's even going to protect them. So what do you want to say to bystanders?
Of bullying?
Bullying, but
Bystanders
even
bullying?
when you are a bystander standing by and watching what is happening to a black person that is being harassed by a police officer, etc. What's your take on that as far as being a bystander, or going back, having the conversations with others that look just like you?
Well, I think that in terms of bullying, like with young kids, I think it's really important for the kids themselves to start learning to advocate for themselves and for their friends from a young age. If you're 5 years old or 7 years old or 10 years old and you're getting bullied, it's important for, your teacher or your parent or for a bystander adult to step in if they need to, but I think it's more important that their peers learn how to step in also and advocate, so, and that's something that as adults we can model that kind of behavior and say, hey, don't touch my friend like that, don't talk to my friend like that, I don't think that person likes it when you do that, please respect their space or whatever, and that's kind of behavior that can be modeled for kids, you know, as young as, you know, 3-4 years old. But I think it's important for them to learn how to advocate for themselves and also advocate for their peers.
You know, what I'm thinking is, since we're talking about young people and how bullying looks and how they can engage one another and benefit in talking about it, when they see over-policing, bad policing in the community, that teenager or groups of teenagers, they go to school, but they still got things on their minds, their hearts. Could it happen to them? What if it happened to them? Should within the school system, do you think that teachers or certain teachers should have the opportunity when they see news reports such as what we're facing right now in Edina? Do you think that they should literally take advantage of that opportunity to engage students and say, what's on your mind? Or what's your perspective, or what do you want to say today?
I think that I don't know in terms of responsibility for allowing kids to speak their mind about that kind of stuff. I don't know if it's completely on the schools, but I think that collaboration between the schools and communities and law enforcement, you know, across the board, you know, good communication and collaboration is something that would help to, is something that would be helpful, you know. I mean, I don't know the solution, but I think that, you know, what do you need to do to make young people of color feel safe in their communities and not feel threatened by law enforcement or not feel fearful of law enforcement? I don't know if that's something that you can really fix by just letting them talk about it in school or something. You know, I think the solution is more complex than that and has and needs to be solved through, you know, a lot of conversations and partnerships with different institutions. But certainly schools should be a place where kids feel comfortable talking about things that are happening in their communities, for sure.
I really appreciate your time. As I'm wrapping up the SB Barber Morning Show, I want you to know that, listen, everyone has been so gracious in sharing. They've all been so gracious in sharing. I'm your host, Apostle S.B. Barber, and I'm here at Papa Java. And I tell you, I can't think of a better way to do this. Bringing it right to you. The business Wednesday best resources. Everything is political. Now, you've heard a variety of perspectives. You've got a lot to deal with. You've got a lot to think about, but you've got to make a decision. You're either going to vote or you're not going to vote. I'm not going to beat you over the head. You have to make a decision about what you want to do. But I also want you to think about your children. Take some time and find out what they think about everything. We can't leave them out of this, and it's up to the parent at that point to give that child everything they possibly can. But let me do this. I am wearing today Busy Bella. Check my shoes out. Busy Bella is absolutely hilarious. And I am having fun with this, but she wore the me. Busy Bella is on Hennepin Avenue. Just go online, Busy Bella, and select your outfits. How comfortable. What about this color on me that I'm wearing today? But I want you to know that take the time and stop by Busy Bella. And she is my sponsor today, and let her know that you saw this on your SB Morning Show. Do I need to discuss? Listen, if you ever thought about the comfort in a jean, oh my goodness, these jeans, look at it. I may sleep in them, but thank you, Busy Bella. She's got you, wardrobe and get online and do your ordering there. She has a 25% and 15% off right now. Take advantage of it. Thank you. I've got to go now.
How long have you been doing your show?
Wow, I've been in broadcasting for years, but here, this is my second Wednesday and I'm loving it.
Wow.
I love it.
You're doing all right.
Thank you for your time. And to my team, Commissioner Kenya Weathers, as well as Commissioner Melita Kimmons, Brett Butler, and Mel Reeves. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, I've got to go. I'm SB.
Oh, SB?
Let me give you my card. You'll be able to get this on YouTube, GMN Live TV. Let me get my card. Woo! Tell her sent you there.
Are they comfortable, those shoes? Yeah.
So comfortable. I can't wear heels like I would like to because of the injury. I can barely feel it. And I'm actually getting some more.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this. And I'm trying to figure out what I did with those.
Well, thanks, SB.
All right.
Check it out, okay? All right, I'll check it out. Nice meeting you.